I started in poker, before I even entered like the big time, I was really sort of doing it the old-fashioned way, where in Toronto, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I was playing $20 rebuy tournaments. At that time in my life, I was really sort of grinding. You know, my bankroll was always small. I was kind of in and out of money, just trying to get my feet wet and go through the learning curve of becoming a pro. So I was really honing my skills, and we played pretty deep stacked, so I was pretty comfortable in those environments. I remember my first World Series of Poker event. That was a little nerve-wracking for me. I'd watch it on television. I'd watch guys like Phil Hellmuth when he was 24 win and think, wow, that is so cool. I want to play in that one day. The year was 1998, there was 229 players, and it was pot limit hold'em, which is a game I'd only played like 2 or 3 times. I played no limit hold'em and limit hold'em, but never really pot limit. And I was like, well, it's close enough to no limit. And I found that I actually really, really liked it. It took me a while to get comfortable, especially my first table had Johnny Chang, Eric Seidel, Men the Master Win, you know, Dan Harrington, all these guys. It was like the toughest table ever. But I found that after a couple hours, you know what? I'm holding my own here. I just remember playing against a kid named Dominic Bork, who, when I was heads up, I was like, oh God, this guy knows what he's doing. He's from England, plays this all the time, and I was like, he's definitely better than me. So I looked for a spot to gamble with him, and I found one where I had a small advantage. And I remember the card falling and not really seeing it. It was a blur to me, but I knew there were people in the crowd cheering for me. So I kind of didn't see the card, but I looked at them go like this, and I'm like, that's good, that means I won. And yeah, it was a black 6. And a club would have done me in, and a spade was okay, and I just couldn't make it out. But obviously it was a spade, and so it was just one of those moments where I dropped to my knees and went, really? Wow. And you had, like, of course, the reporters, and they wrote up a big thing, which I still have to this day. This little picture of me without a goatee or no facial hair at all. I do remember after winning, sitting at a table where Huck Seed, who I was like big fan of, because he was so great. He's the young, tall jock who won the main event. And Howard Lederer were sitting talking about their draft and who they're gonna pick. And I was sitting at the table near them, and Howard Lederer had no idea who I was. And Huck was like, how about that kid? You know, he won a pot limit hold'em. And they were talking about me. And I'm like, wow, they're talking about picking me in their draft? And so Huck Seed, he actually did pick me for his team. And I thought, wow, it was a real big, you know, confidence boost for me. So that experience was just, I mean, I didn't even grasp it at the time. At the time, I was the youngest ever, 23 years old, and it was 5 years till I won another one. So it was a very special moment for me that I look back on and think, wow, that's pretty crazy.